Have you ever wondered about the secrets hidden in our world? Welcome back to Wonder Tales. Tonight's tale takes us back to the time where the little prince arrived on Earth. Finally, he arrived on the planet Earth. At first, he was surprised not to see anyone and wondered whether he had arrived on the wrong planet. Then he met a snake. "Good evening," said the little prince. "Good evening," replied the snake. "Which planet have I landed on?" he asked. "On the planet Earth in Africa," the snake answered. "Where are the people?" "This is the desert. There are no people here." The little prince felt a bit lonely. He told the snake about his difficulties with his flower. The snake listened quietly and spoke in a mysterious way. "You are very innocent and you came from far away. Anyone I touch, I can send back to where they came from." The little prince made no reply. "If you feel too homesick, I can help you someday," the snake said. Oh, yes, I think I understand what you mean," said the little prince. After his long journey through sand, rocks, and snow, he began to see the roads. "Good morning," he said. It was a beautiful rose garden.
"Good morning,"
replied the roses. The little prince looked around. All the roses looked just like his flower. "Who are you?" asked the little prince, surprised.
"We are roses,"
replied the roses. The little prince felt very sad. His flower had told him she was the only one of her kind in the whole universe. But here were thousands, all the same. She would be very annoyed if she saw this, he thought. "I thought I was lucky to have just one flower. But all I have is a rose, like the others," he sighed. When he continued his journey, he met a fox. "Good morning," said the fox. "Morning," replied the little prince. "Who are you? You're very pretty." "I'm a fox," it said. "Come play with me," said the little prince. "I'm feeling sad." "I can play with you," said the fox. "I'm not tamed." "What does tame mean?" asked the little prince. "It means to form ties," replied the fox. "For now, you're just a boy, like 100,000 others, and I am just a fox, like 100,000 others. But if you tame me, we will meet each other. You will be the only boy in the world for me, and I'll be the only fox in the world for you." "I think my flower tamed me," said the little prince. "Possibly," said the fox. "My life is boring. I hunt chicken and people hunt me. But if you tame me, life will be filled with sunshine. I will know your footsteps and I will love the wind in the wheat. I don't like wheat, but it has a golden color, just like your hair. It will always remind me of you." The little prince agreed. The fox told him, "Sit a little far away at first. Don't speak. Day by day, you can sit closer." This is how taming begins. The next day, the little prince returned again. Day by day, they tamed each other, but the time came to say goodbye. "I shall weep," said the fox. "I never wanted to harm you. You asked me to be tamed," said the little prince. "Yes, of course," said the fox. "But I gained something. Because of the wheat, I will always remember you," it continued. "Now, go look at the roses again. You will see yours is the only rose for you in all the world. Then come back to say goodbye. I will share a secret with you." So the little prince wanted to look at the roses again. "You are not like my rose. You are beautiful, but empty. My rose is the only one I tamed. She is the only one I cared for, watered, sheltered, and listened to. She's my rose." He said to the roses and returned to the fox. "Goodbye," he said. "Goodbye," replied the fox. "Here is my secret. It's simple. One sees clearly only with the heart. Anything essential is invisible to the eyes. The little boy repeated it in order to remember. Anything essential is invisible to the eyes. It is the time you spend on your rose that makes us so important, said the fox. You are responsible for what you've tamed. I am responsible for my rose, he whispered to himself as he left. That's all, said the little prince. He had been telling the pilot about his whole journey while the pilot was fixing the engines. It was now his 8th day in the desert with no water left to drink. The pilot sighed. We're going to die of thirst. I'm thirsty too. Let's find a well, said the little prince. They walked all evening. When the moon appeared in the sky, they sat down on the sand and looked at the stars. The desert is beautiful, said the pilot. What makes it beautiful is the hidden well somewhere, replied the little prince. Yes, what makes anything beautiful is the invisible. I'm glad you agree with my fox, replied the little prince. They spent the whole night on the sand together. In the morning, as they continued, they found a well. It looked more like a small village. It's strange, said the pilot. Everything is ready. The pulley, the bucket, and the rope. He carried some water in the bucket using the pulley. I'm thirsty too. Let me drink some, said the little prince. The pilot raised the bucket to his lips and drank with his eyes closed. It was as sweet as a feast. Happiness rose inside him. After a break, the little prince reminded him, Don't forget your promise. What promise? A muzzle for my sheep. I'm responsible for my flower, said the little prince. So the pilot drew a muzzle on a piece of paper with a heavy heart. You've made plans I don't know about, said the pilot. You know, tomorrow is the first anniversary of my landing on Earth. I landed very near here, he replied. So, 8 days ago when I first met you, it wasn't an accident? Were you walking to the place you landed? The pilot asked. Perhaps, he blushed. You must go to work now. I will wait here. Come back tomorrow night. The pilot returned to work, his heart heavy at the thought of the little prince leaving. The next evening, the pilot went to see the little prince again. He heard a soft voice carried by the wind. Don't you remember? This isn't exactly the place I landed. It was the little prince's voice, but another voice followed. Yes, this is the right day, but not the right place. So come to the right place tonight then. The pilot searched, but he saw no one. Is your poison good? Are you sure it won't make me suffer for long? The pilot rushed forward, worried. What he saw was a yellow snake that could kill someone in just 30 seconds. What's going on here? You're talking to the snakes now? The pilot asked, his voice trembling. The snake disappeared into the sand when it saw the pilot. I'm glad you repaired your engine. Now you'll be able to fly, said the little prince. How did you know? I was coming here to tell you about it. The little prince did not answer. I'm leaving today too, he said. The pilot held him like a little child in his arms. Now I have your sheep, a crate for it, and a muzzle to protect my flower. The little prince said, smiling sadly, Little fellow, I'm afraid I won't hear your love again, said the pilot, his voice full of sadness. Tonight, it'll be a year. I will be going back to my planet, which is one of the stars above the sky, he said. Remember, the important thing is what can be seen. Of course, replied the pilot. It's the same for the water. The water you give me to drink was like music. You remember? It was very good. Of course, I remember. At night, you'll be looking at stars. I'll be living on one of the stars in the sky. It's difficult to show you because it's too small. My star will be one of the stars for you. He laughed. Oh, I love to hear that laugh. The pilot worked. That will be my present, said the little prince. What do you mean? People have stars, but they are different. For travelers, the stars are guides. For some, they are nothing but tiny lights. For my businessman, they are gold, but you will have stars like nobody else. They were silent for a moment. Then the little prince continued. You'll always be my friend. When you look at the stars, you'll hear my loves and love with them. For you, stars will be tiny bells that make you laugh. This is my gift, he said, smiling. Then he added seriously, tonight, you know, don't come. I will leave you, said the pilot. I will look like I'm suffering. I will look like I'm dying. But it's not true, you know. I won't leave you, repeated the pilot, his voice trembling. That night, they said their last goodbyes, the pilot trying to catch up with the little prince, but he was walking fast with determination. You're here, he said. You shouldn't come. The pilot said nothing. You understand? My planet is too far. I can't take this body with me. It's too heavy. Then he continued. It's just like living in an old shell. There's nothing said about an old shell, right? The pilot couldn't say a word. It'll be nice, you know. I'll be looking at the stars. All the stars will be whales with rusty pulleys. All the stars will pour out water for me to drink, and it will remind me of you. The pilot still made no sound. For you, you'll have 500 million tiny birds and 500 million springs of fresh water for me. Both of them were silent, weeping. Here's the place. I must go alone, said the little prince. You know, my flower, she's so weak and naive. I'm responsible for her. The pilot sat down, unable to stand any longer. There, that's all, said the little prince. As the little prince stepped forward, there came a yellow flash around his ankle. He didn't cry out, he fell gently. It didn't even make a sound because of the sand. Years after year, the pilot looked at the stars every night. He thought about the little prince, his beloved flower, and his sheep. Something extraordinary happened. When he drew the muzzle for the little prince, he had forgotten to put the leather strap. The little prince could never have fastened it. The pilot wondered what had happened, but he was sure the little prince would watch over the sheep with great care. Perhaps he was looking at stars and hearing the laughter of tiny bells. If you travel to Africa someday and happen to pass through the desert, do not hurry. Just wait a little under the stars. Then, if a child comes to you, if he laughs, if he has golden hair, if he asks strange questions but never answers yours, you will know who he is. That's the end of the story. I'm feeling a bit sad. Yes, so am I. It's such a lovely poetic story. It seems like a simple childish story, but it has deep meanings. Yeah, I agree. Now we learn about love and life from this story. Well, then let's sleep under the stars. Good night, everyone. Crate, crate, pulley, pulley, awaken, awaken, weep, weep, naive, naive, volcano, volcano, tame, tame, inhabit, inhabit, fragile, fragile, rusty, rusty, thorn, thorn. Favor, favor. Extraordinary, extraordinary. Frustrated, frustrated. Muzzle, muzzle. Ashamed, ashamed. Ephemeral, ephemeral. Drunkard, drunkard. Delicate, delicate. Command, command. Exhausting, exhausting.